This meeting is being recorded.
Good evening, and welcome back to Let's Talk Destiny Talk Show. It is an honor for me to be able to be with you tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. We want to remind you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We are blessed to have some amazing guests, males and females, women and men that have amazing stories of how they're fulfilling their purpose. And so we don't want you to miss out on anything that we have on our channel. So we would love for you to subscribe. And tonight I'm blessed to have with me LaDonna Cook, but we affectionately call her LaDonna Marie. I connected with her some time back on social media, and I must say I have been encouraged, uplifted, inspired by the work that she's doing. And so tonight, I just wanted to have her to come on and share with you as we're closing out this year. I wanted to bring in some people to remind people the importance of focusing on your purpose and to share some of the things that you've accomplished this year and how God has manifested favor on our lives, no matter what we're going through, no matter what our personal situations. I tell people all the time, there are days it's like a struggle for me to even get out of bed because of the pain, but I'm still here and I'm grateful for that. So, welcome to Let's Talk Destiny. It is an honor to have you tonight.
Thank you so much. Again, it is an honor for me to be here on the show. I'm so happy that we connected, many years ago, and we're still connected on this journey to fulfilling our destiny. So everything is in alignment with me being on your broadcast and speaking with all of your guests and everyone that comes in. So I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Now, your bio tells me that you are an international multi-award winning best-selling author, a pastor, a motivational speaker, a mother of two. You know, mothers have a very special place in my heart. Um, and CEO of a nonprofit. So I want you to tell us a little bit about you. What is it that makes your heart smile? What brings you the most joy?
What brings me the most joy is helping others, being there to encourage them, being there to motivate them to move, not to stay where they are, but to motivate them to move, and helping them come to their own aha moment.
Yes.
That is what just makes my heart move. I love when God places me in places where people need what he's placed on the inside of me to pour out, to give them that encouragement that they need, to help to open their eyes to something about themselves or something within them that they haven't taken notice of because maybe of pain. And so for me, what makes my heart smile is always when I know that I've helped someone to get to the next point in their life and they say exactly like, this is what I needed, or, I needed to come by here today, or I needed to speak with you, like this is ordained. And those moments let me know that I'm in alignment. Yes. I'm in alignment, doing exactly what I was created to do, helping people to heal, encouraging them on their journey to not give up.
Absolutely. I love it. Now, how long have you been a pastor?
So I've officially been a pastor for 2 years. I'm excited about this second year anniversary. But I've been in ministry all of my life as far as the Lord telling me at a very young age that, healing was going to be a part of my purpose. And so I started out on that journey a long time. I got ordained as an evangelist first. He had me, as you see me moving and going out and telling the good news and then speaking about my, talking about my testimony and how I met him and how he saved my life. And so I've been in ministry as a pastor for 2 years, but I'm very excited because the Lord has always used me in the marketplace to reach the people who don't necessarily come inside of the church or who are not found within the walls. And so being in the marketplace, I'm able to meet them where they are and still give them the love and encouragement and the word that the Lord would have for them.
I love that. I love that because I don't know if you know or not, but on Sunday mornings, I do a 15-minute marketplace uh, live on Facebook.
Awesome.
And I too was raised in the church, ordained at age 17. Both of my parents were ministers. I mean, just the whole thing. But my heart has always been turned toward people who are non churched, people not like me who grew up in the church and every other word is
Right.
church, 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 church.
Come on. Service,
Uh, and
Bible
it,
class,
oh my
Sunday
God,
school.
7 days a week. I was telling somebody one time we had revivals that lasted for 5 or 6 weeks at a time.
The
And they're like,
shut-ins, them praying. I know. I was
Lord
born
have
on the pew.
mercy.
Look, on the pew where my grandma was the first person. We sat beside her. So I understand every
There
time the
was
church
no
doors open.
excuses. School nights, you had homework, you bring them
Right.
books to church.
And
I
sit
mean,
on the
it
back of the
was like,
pew.
and I kept saying, I can't wait till I get grown. I'm never going to church ever again in my life. But I'm thankful for a personal relationship with
Yes.
God that goes beyond religious rhetoric. And
Yes.
that's what I'm hearing from you. And that's what's making my heart smile because there are so many people who are saying, I'm not going into a church building for whatever the reason, but they still have needs. And if we are
Right.
following the Christ that we talk about so much, he didn't, very little of his ministry took place inside of a building.
Come on. That's what I tell people all the time.
I
That's what
love
I
it.
tell them. And you know what I'm saying? We are living epistles read of men daily. Like, we're the ecclesia. We are the church. We are the ones that go out. And so, COVID showed us that when we could not, come together, that we had
Yes,
to find other ways to
absolutely.
connect and other ways to open up our minds to, get on social media and to, to be able to reach those who we couldn't, see
Right.
face to face. And so it's always good to open our mind to different ways that we can reach those that we won't normally reach.
Absolutely. And I totally agree with that. And that is my mantra, whichever is the correct pronunciation. Every day is that if you see a need, you meet a need, that's ministry. You don't need to be
Yes,
standing behind a pulpit. You don't have to have on certain attire. Meet the needs of the people. All right, so let's
exactly.
shift a little bit and talk about your
Okay.
children. Let's talk about motherhood and talk about your children.
Yes. Well, motherhood is something I always say. My two handsome boys, my boys have been on the journey with me for a long time. Even, when I first started, my oldest was 2 years old and my baby was still in my belly. And I was writing my first book, which was Expressions of the Mind, Body, and Soul. And so that's when I was, starting on this whole journey. So I had a book baby before I had my second baby. So I told him he's the middle. He's in the middle of
That's cute.
the books. But my children are, I love them. I have two boys, Landon and Lathan, and I've carried them on this journey of showing them what it looks like to have a calling from God and to follow it, to follow the path that you have in front of you. And so with going out as an author, going out as faith-based motivational speaker, different places, when I go out to festivals, I take them with me because I want to exemplify to them, what does it look like to be an entrepreneur? What does it look like to have
Yes,
dreams that you work towards finding? But my boys keep me busy too. They're both athletic. They're smart. They're on the go, and so they stand with me. I can take them, places with me. And since they've been on this journey with me, they know how to talk about my books. They know how to introduce
yes.
me, as their mother, the author. They know how to
I
say,
love
well, my
it. I
mom
love
has
it.
this book. And so I love it. But what I tell people all the time is I made sure very early that I let them know that they're just as important, that they are important, that what I'm doing for the Lord this is my journey, but you
Yes,
all also are my children. And so I always let them know that, as an author, in ministry, and whatever the Lord has asked me to do, that I do it, but they come along with me. So I
I
love,
love that. Yeah.
joining them in on the journey so that they won't feel like it's there is second place to their life. And so I try to also, stay upbeat and, even ask questions, even on my podcast that I have. They came on, we did a segment called Family Matters. So I had them to talk about, their perspective of what they see being a child whose mother is internationally known, whose their name is in the books of the ones that I've written, and they get talked about from the stage and
Yes.
and places. And so I got a chance to hear their hearts and hear how they feel. And so being a mother is, one of the greatest gifts from God. And so I want to share the journey with them just in case they ever want to step out on their own and become an entrepreneur or write a book or become a public speaker, that
Yes.
they've
Yes.
seen firsthand, what it takes, the dedication, even some of the, the pitfalls, but even to get back
Yes.
up after you've fallen down and to keep moving forward, but believing in yourself that that you heard from God. And that's the most important thing that I want to leave as a legacy,
Yes.
for my children with the books, and just knowing who they are and who they've been created to be.
I love it. I love it. How old are your sons?
So one is 14 and one is 12.
Awesome.
Yes, I have a preteen and a teenager.
Yes, those are very, very pivotal ages,
Yes.
and extremely important. And I love what you're saying with regard to your relationship with them, because sometimes when we get caught up in ministry or work or whatever, sometimes we forget um, to include them. Because I knew growing up in the church where both of my parents were pastors, and I reached a point where I resented the church, which is why I
Mhm.
said when I graduated, I never was going to church ever again in my life, because it
Yeah.
was all consuming. Um,
Mhm.
we didn't have time for family time. We didn't do anything outside of the church. And so
Yeah.
when I became a mother, I said that is not going to be how I raise my children. And both of
Yeah.
my sons, like you say, were very athletic. I have one, my youngest is still um, trying to get overseas to play ball.
Okay.
So that just have always been very athletic, and I was there. Unless I was sick, I was with them, and
Yeah.
I always wanted them to know they were a priority. And I
Yes.
that's awesome that you are doing that. So talk to us a little bit about your nonprofit.
So my nonprofit, and thank you so much for asking about it. I love the nonprofit. I've been working in it for 9 years now. It's called Planting Positive Seeds, where we plant positive seeds in the lives of others daily. This was 2013. I was riding in California. I was taking a little bit of a sabbatical, just, taking time to hear from the Lord, slowing things down in my life. And I could hear him clearly say that you're going to have a, you're going to have a conference, you're going to have a nonprofit, and it's going to be called Planting Positive Seeds. And right there in that moment, I didn't question his voice. I didn't, question and say, well, what am I going to do? I never done it, even though I had never done anything, and no one else in my family or no one around me had had a nonprofit. But I just said,
Right.
yes, Lord. And so I began in 2013, 3 months of preparing. I got my first conference together. It was called a Youth for Christ conference, where we wanted to utilize the youth and let them know that they have gift, talents, and abilities. So I had
Yes.
young children who were miming for God. I had one that was playing the keyboard. I had those who were doing poetry. Even my children were sitting in the audience, and I just wanted to celebrate them and allow them to know that they were special and they were created, and God thought about them with the gifts that they have, but it was pouring into them. And so that first conference that I had about 45 people that showed up. And I was so grateful, because when I stood back and looked, I said, God, I'm just grateful that I said yes, yes to what you were doing and what you wanted to do through me. And so 9 years later, I've done maybe 4 conferences. He asked me to move into doing retreats and summits for girls over the summertime. I have a Resilient Queens mentoring, where we mentor them on self esteem and confidence. And We talk about suicide prevention and awareness. I give globally and locally to the girls and nursing homes here. We have a toy drive. Last year we had an inaugural toy drive every December to Christmas Eve. We gave out toys to low income and no
Wow.
income
I love it.
mothers.
Mhm.
And so we do so much. And also, we have a scholarship fund where we give at least two $500 book scholarship stipends to girls who graduating now from my hometown, my high school, when they're entering into college. And so we're doing so much to pour back into them, to let them know
Yes.
that they matter, to let them know that someone cares, to let them know that it is a village that helps you to get
Yes.
to where you need
Yes.
to be. And also, my biggest thing is I'm doing for them what God did for me. Um, when I was young at 14, that pivotal moment in my life, I attempted to commit suicide. And if it wasn't for the Lord pouring back into me to tell me that I mattered, to tell me that He knew
Yes.
why He created me and that there was more work for me to do, then I wouldn't be able to stand here today. And so, as I go back and plant these positive seeds in people's lives, I want to be His mouthpiece on the earth to let them know that they matter, that you may not have everything you may want or desire, but we will try to help you with your needs. We'll try to help you with building up your self-esteem and your confidence and
Yes.
learning how to love yourself. And so this is near and dear to my heart. And so I've been actively working in it. We've done, conferences from Georgia to Mississippi. We've done online. Even when COVID came, we did two
Yes.
online virtual conferences and summits from girls around the world. We've donated as far as Kenya, Africa. We donated probably 2020 to girls in Africa who needed different things. And so I just want to be a positive impact on
Absolutely.
on, on the people's lives that we are able to touch.
I love it. And I would love to connect with you to get more information because my organization, A Mother's Cry, I have very similar um, ideas of how I'd like to touch the community and touch the young ladies and remind them that they are more than just these names that society labels them as. So
Right.
I am fascinated by what you're doing. I want you to be encouraged and be strengthened.
Thank you.
Whatever I can do to help, I think even tonight is going to help to spread the word even more. I'm going to encourage people to get in touch with you and see what we can do
Thank you.
to pour into you and to help you do what you're doing. So I'm not going to hold you long, but I did want to talk to you and just to let everyone know because sometimes I find out on social media we we connect with people and then we kind of like fly through the timeline and see what they're posting, but we don't really like absorb the things
Yeah.
that they have. And so I think this is a wonderful time for everyone that will be listening to us to take the time to get to know you, to see what you're doing, and to really pray and seek God about what we can do to help you.
Thank
I
you so
feel,
much.
I definitely feel that is a part of my assignment is to connect with you, to pour into you, and to include other people in that as well. Okay, so
Thank you
what
so
what do
much.
you have coming up for the beginning of next year? You have anything major planned? What are you working towards?
So right now, not at the beginning of the year, because I'm also a publisher as well. So I have me and my partner David Lucas. We have New Destiny Life Publishing. So we do publish books. We help authors and aspiring authors to publish books. So we are, taking a more active role in publishing books. Right now, my focus is to get the Christmas. To obtain and to raise the money for Christmas so that we can
Yeah.
make sure we select those families and to get them. But I believe, I keep saying in my heart, and I'm going to, sit down after the Christmas thing is over with. I have always wanted to do a stage play.
Oh
And
wow.
I've written so many books, and it was actually my third book, which was the bronze medal winner and reader's favorite, which was Lessons Shatter Pieces Being Restored. That was the first time that I ever interacted with characters. Like when the Lord was giving me that book, it had three young ladies in it, and they, kind of like did monologues about their life. As you read
Okay.
the poetry, you could see what was going on with their life. And I really want to open that up. And that's something that I believe that I'm going to, sit down, pull back out the play that I had started to write, and really begin to let the Lord minister to me about the characters and how can I make it, bigger, because I want to do a stage play. I want the books to begin
Awesome.
to talk and to do more so that
Yes.
people can get the lessons. Like you said, we sometimes don't absorb everything,
Yes.
that we need from things. And that's the reason why I know that that book was so amazing in 2015 when I actually wrote it. To now, we still have similar situations with young girls who may feel like they're lost, those who, misconceptions of love, looking for love in the wrong places, and those who feel sometimes like enough is enough. And so, as I expound on the character and have that play come to life, that's one thing that I do want to see happen next for me.
Awesome. Awesome. And I'll definitely be praying with you about that because I think that that is definitely the next step. Um, so tell us your website and your contact information, how we can get in touch with you, how people can purchase your books, and how they can just stay abreast as to what you're doing.
Awesome. So again, you can go over to my website, which is www.ladonnamarie.org. On the shop page on that website, you can go and purchase all of my books there. I have some t-shirts and different things there on the website. You can stay connected with me on Facebook under the LaDonna Marie Books page. Also, I have an I am LaDonna Marie public figure page. I'm on Instagram as well under I am LaDonna Marie _ And so you can find me on Twitter under LMB underscore poetry, because that's LaDonna Marie Books Poetry. And my books, you can buy them at Walmart online, Amazon online, Barnes and Noble online. You can put in LaDonna Marie and you can find the books anywhere. But I would love if you would go to my website, because I always like to send out special messages and on the
Okay.
autographed copy. So, be sure to go over to www.ladonnamarie.org over to the shop page.
I love it. I love it. And as you were talking, I was just, reminding myself to keep you in prayer, to keep you uplifted.
Thank
There's
you
just
so much.
so much that I see um, that you have yet to do. And
Thank you.
so praying for your strength and for
Thank
uh,
you.
the resources that you need to get it done because there are
Yes,
people
Lord.
waiting yet, still waiting
Yes.
for what you have. You have blessed so many lives, but it's just a drop in the bucket as to what
Amen.
you're going to be doing. So I am
Thank
just so
you.
glad that we had this conversation tonight. You
Me
just
too.
lifted me up. And, as I said to you at the beginning, that I haven't really been feeling well today, but I really felt like I really need to talk to you tonight. So I was not going
Yay.
to cancel no matter what. So I am so glad that we had this conversation. Is there
Me too.
anything I do like to ask my guests before we leave if you would just speak a word to whoever may be listening or watching this video about finding their purpose and just give them some advice and just a word to close us out with.
Awesome. So again, I thank you for your time. I thank you for your dedication and in your program and wanting to speak with me. But to anyone that's out there that's listening, I want you to discover the champion in you. That's the tagline for my books. To discover the champion in you. I want you to look inside and find those things that you love to do, things that are are common to you, but they are a blessing to other people. The gift, talents, and abilities that you have on the inside of you, it's why God made you, that you're fearfully and wonderfully made, and that what you have on for you to do is waiting on you to do it. And so I want you to dig down deep, hold your head up when times get rough, but never stop moving. Even if you start to move slow, just continue to put one foot in front of the other, and you can be the best version of who you were yesterday. We're not in competition with anybody, but
Yes.
who we're coming to be, who God has created us to be. And when you continue to keep your mind and your eyes focused on being the best version of yourself, then you will walk into fulfilling your destiny. And so, to each and every one of you out there, know that you are loved, know that you are, be you, to be authentic, and to continue to shine bright like a star. God bless
Oh,
everybody.
thank you so much. That was awesome. As a perfect way to end the show. It's a perfect reminder of who we are and who created us to be who we are. And so, in
Yes,
spite of what's going on, we have purpose and we have a responsibility to pursue that purpose. And
yes.
everybody's purpose is different, but we all have purpose. And again, I want to thank you so much for joining
You're
me tonight for this
welcome.
conversation. Please keep me in your prayers as well,
I will.
physically, emotionally, all of that. and
I will pray for you.
yeah, and I just want to be used in whatever way I can to bless somebody. Okay.
Amen.
All right. Thank you so much, and I will talk to you soon.
Thank you. God
Bye.
bless.
Bye. God bless.